What's up, world? Welcome back to my channel. I am Vivia, and this is episode 8. Thank you for joining me. On today's episode, I'm gonna be talking about traveling while thick, traveling while bodacious, traveling while voluptuous, traveling while fat, traveling while big. People that got more room than others, however you want to look at it. I'm talking about traveling at that size. Let's get into it. So I love to travel. I love going to see all the beautiful places that God has created. I love flying. I love window seats. I love looking out the window while flying. I love looking at the clouds, all the beautiful aspects, the curvatures of the clouds, the different ways that they flow. Sometimes it's a bunch of clouds, sometimes it's no clouds. I love flying. And did I mention I love going to different places and seeing how they live? It's just a beautiful experience. I think everybody should travel. Is it always easy? No. It's not easy for the average size person, for the skinny person, for the regular people. And it's surely not easy for somebody who's plus thicker than most, okay? Back when I was well over 300 pounds, we talking about 350, 360, I used to love flying, but I dreaded getting in the seat because oftentimes the number one battle was getting through the aisle. All the excuse me, pardon me, excuse me, pardon me, excuse me, pardon me, excuse me, pardon me. And some people didn't get the excuse me message, which means you need to kind of move your body back because I am coming through. And so therefore I had to literally just bump they behind with my hips. And that's all right. They should have gotten the memo. Now the next thing that becomes a challenge would be sitting in the seats and fitting the seatbelt. I have heard stories about people of size, some people who were well known even, who were so embarrassed to be able to ask for a seatbelt extension that they would literally fly the whole flight without a seatbelt on. I have come to learn that my life is way too precious for that game, okay? So I'm asking for a seatbelt extension. But a lot of times as I got a lot lighter, it would be a joy when I would be able to hit that seatbelt without an extension at all. Well, recently I went on a trip and I wasn't able to do that. I think it's because I might have been in the smaller size seats, and every airline is different. But for whatever reason, I wasn't able to fit the seatbelt this go round, and that's okay. I've come to get used to asking for the seatbelt extension. Now, yes, it is kind of like a low-key drug deal. Let me quit playing. I don't know nothing about drug deals. But it is a secret process that you attempt to do. I'll say that. I'll see the flight attendant walking down the aisle, and I'm trying to keep getting their attention, like, hey, excuse me. Oh, excuse me, miss. Oh, excuse, sir. Hi, sir. And then they just walk by and I can't get their attention. It's not until they finally come by to really check for the seatbelts that I can be like, hi, can I please get an extension? And then sometimes I have to wait until they do the little demonstration about safety, and then they can give me their little example so I can use that in extension. But at the end of the day, once I cross that hurdle, I'm good. Wait, let me back up. There is also the hurdle of what kind of seat I was gonna get. Like I said, I love the window seat. And I love the window seat because I can lean up against the wall. I can look out the window. I don't have to be bothered with nobody. There might be somebody next to me. They might be stinking. They might be talking. It doesn't even matter. I can be in my own world, just me and my window. Looking through the window. Y'all remember that Jackson 5 song? That was my song. If I can't get the window seat, the aisle is probably the next best thing. I do not like the aisle seat because when the car comes down, they have no respect. And when people walk through, they have no respect. They just bump into you, and my elbow often ends up being upset. And the least dreaded option is the middle seat. Actually, this weekend, I had a pretty good experience in the middle seats. In fact, I sat next to two really little skinny babies, bless their heart, and I sat in that seat, and I just was free. I was like, you know what? I'm going to fill this seat out with all my glory. I'm going to get my seatbelt extension, and I'm going to go where I need to go because ain't neither one of them pay for this ticket, okay? Thank you. Another challenge could be letting the tray down while you're in the plane. Sometimes that works and sometimes that doesn't. But at the end of the day, I always do the best I can to be comfortable. And for longer flights, that can be more challenging, but oftentimes you'll be on a plane that's a lot bigger, a lot more room, so that you can stretch out and be able to walk back and forth so you can take breaks, allow the circulation to flow through your body. And It can be disheartening when I hear people say, oh, I don't like to travel because I don't like to fly, I don't like to be inconvenienced, I don't like leaving home. Just wild excuses that I hear, which I never understand, because there's just too much in the world to see for you to not want to go anywhere. Flying is just one little obstacle that, yes, can be challenging, but in the end, once you get there, it can totally be worth it, depending on where you're going. Like a recent trip I had where I was able to go see family. The joy that I got from being able to see my family and spend time with them and hug them and show my love, that outweighed any amount of uncomfortable tension or thoughts or fears that I might have had from where I'm gonna sit, how I'm gonna put my seatbelt on, and if the tray gonna come down or not. It's just bigger than that. You gotta look at the bigger picture. And that's what I tend to do when I'm traveling. Yes, depending on where you're going, the time zone difference can be a lot on your body, but I've come to learn to allow for time to rest. If I'm going somewhere, I like to try to go a day before, if not 2 days before, so I can allow myself time to rest and give my body time to adjust and get ready for the adventures that I'm about to have. It's not just always about being on a plane. I've had times where I had to take bus rides that weren't very comfortable. At the end of the day, you got to get where you got to go. And sometimes God puts you in an uncomfortable place so you can get to a greater place. Hallelujah, that's a word. Receive that. Amen. Snacks. I used to be concerned about getting snacks, worrying if somebody was going to judge me for getting my snacks and getting my drink. But now, that is a service that I am taking full advantage of, okay? Because 9 times out of 10, I didn't have time to eat, no way. So I'm going to get my little juice, my little water. I don't do peanuts because I'm allergic. But I'm going to get my snack, and I'm going to enjoy it. And I don't care if you're looking at me. In fact, this recent flight, I had a spinach pizza with me, okay? I didn't care that these chicks was looking at me eating my pizza. It was good, too. Just flat out delicious. So don't be afraid to be you. I'm learning these things. These are things that I'm learning. Other things that I love about traveling is the different adventures that you can do in different places. Going on boat rides, which is one of my favorite things to do. Being able to see sights, going shopping, and doing adventurous things. Like some things that I've done, swimming with dolphins, swimming with sea lions, being able to jump off a boat. That was so much fun. And there's still so much more that I want to do. Zip lining. I even want to do skydiving. And yes, those types of things require you to be at a certain weight. So those are little things that I maybe set as goal. When I hit this weight, I want to do this. When I hit this weight, I want to do that. That kind of thing. These are things that allow for me to aspire to, because there's so much more to life that I want to experience and enjoy. And for safety reasons, they do require for you to be a certain weight. And that's all right with me, because I want to be safe. Overall, I have come to learn that I cannot allow my weight to keep me from wanting to go places, do things, see things, experience things. Just because the world or society or the way something is built may not be made for me. And maybe that's not made for me at that time, but there could be adjustments that I can do towards that, or that can be a goal that I can set to be able to do one day. If you're one of those people who don't like to travel, you've never been anywhere, you never go on vacation, Lord help you, baby. Go out and see the world. I don't care if you drive an hour somewhere that you ain't never been, just to experience something different. There's nothing like it. Staycations are cool, but vacations are way better, honey. Believe that. And when I say I love flying, I really love flying. Like one time, I flew a plane, like a little private plane, and it was so exhilarating. So that's actually another goal of mine, to take flying lessons and not necessarily be like a pilot, but be able to fly my own plane one day, because why not? I can do that. And so can you. Believe in yourself. Moving on to this week, as you guys know, I have been sharing about a role that I had coming up where I had to be in a swimsuit, and I was doing a 21-day challenge. That 21-day challenge had its challenges, but I made it through. And I finally reached the day where I was able to do that shoot, and here is how I looked. Wasn't I gorgeous? Thank you. I was so proud of myself being able to step into that character who was comfortable and loving of her body, and I am challenging myself to do that more. I'm not going to be putting out all my goodies, but from time to time I can let some legs show, and I'm learning and I'm growing to appreciate every curve of my body even more day by day. So that's it for this episode, you guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Feel free to like, comment below, subscribe, and connect with me on Instagram at Queen Vivia. And I'll see you next week. God bless.